South Korea Dating Guide advises how to pick up Korean girls and how to hook up with local women in South Korea. Travel, enjoy and have fun with hot single girls, and you might even meet the love of your life. South Korea, which is officially known as the Republic of Korea, is a country which is situated on the eastern side of the Asian mainland. The country constitutes the southern half of the Korean peninsula. The country has a population of over 50 million people, and the largest city in the entire country is the city of Seoul. In the country of South Korea, most of the women you shall spot in the media are extremely beautiful. These women are perfect in every sense of the word. Their perfect looks are what makes most of the South Korean men and tourists swoon by the very sight of them. They have the typical Asian features such as a slender figure, petite bodies, short to medium height, averagely sized buttons and breasts, fair skin, straight, silky, and shiny hair, and well-groomed bodies. These women are always dressed immaculately and seldom have even a single strand of hair out of place. But this is not the case when the natural looks of the women are considered. Many of the South Korean women have wide jaws, chubby cheeks, potato-shaped noses, and unflattering figures. Most of these women then undergo weight loss programs, a few cosmetic surgeries, and beauty treatments. This is primarily because many of the women in the country are underconfident about their appearance. They are uncomfortable in their skin, and the endless desire to look perfect drives them to great lengths. It is from a young age itself that women begin aspiring to undergo cosmetic surgery to look perfect. Society has dictated to most of the women that sharp features and feminine looks are what defines a woman. Hence the women are undergoing surgeries that shall give them the perfect facial and body features like a V-shaped jaw, which makes their face perfectly oval. Also, women in the country undergo surgeries for larger eyes. Beauty treatments for slim figures and straight eyebrows are also very common. Such is the craze to look perfect that most of the women in South Korea undergo cosmetic surgeries in their teenage itself. They are heavily influenced by the locally popular K-pop artists who are poster girls for such surgical procedures. The women in the country of South Korea, as mentioned earlier, take a great effort to look presentable at all times. Whether it is for work, special occasions, or even something casual, they take tremendous efforts. This even extends to their dressing and fashion choices. The women in South Korea are well versed with the latest trends in Europe, and they waste no time in joining the bandwagon. The women are typically spendthrifts. Such is their obsession of looking good at all times that they end up spending large sums of money only on makeup and clothing every month. Recent studies have shown that women in South Korea are online shopping addicts and compulsively purchase goods every single week. The country as a whole could be classified as a wealthy one, and hence, most of the women in South Korea belong to upper and middle-class families. They are well educated in some of the most reliable educational institutes in the country and are perfectly fit for employment. Now, a large majority of women might not be able to speak English fluently, but that is acceptable in South Korea, and they are hired by local mega corporations. The younger generation of women earn well and are financially independent, and despite being close to their families, most of them make decisions for themselves with little interference from relatives. The women of South Korea are shy, and this is their nature. At times some of them might not respond well to your advances, and while you may believe that they are acting pricey or being snobbish, the truth is that most of them are underconfident and they are hesitating to talk to you because of their lack of communication skills. This is heightened when you are a foreigner because they seem to be more conscious and live in the constant fear of being judged. The women of South Korea are stunners. Not all of them are blessed genetically or born that way, but most of them make a conscious effort to look good. This could mean anything from makeup to plastic surgeries are on the table. They are helpful to people in need, but beyond the conversation at hand, they do not get too friendly. This is seen predominantly in the case of foreigners because they lack conversational skills in English. How to pick up girls. The country of South Korea is renowned worldwide for being an electronic powerhouse. The advanced technology that the country develops and possesses year after year is no less than a legendary feat. The country is also popular across the globe for the beautiful women it houses. Most of the South Korean women are obsessed with their looks and make a monstrous effort to look perfect every single day. Therefore, tourists who are coming to the country to get laid and pick up girls must bring their A game, for the women love men who take a conscious effort to woo them. Being a foreigner helps as women in South Korea love Western men, especially the ones who hail from European and American nations. Best places to meet girls. In the country of South Korea, the dating culture does begin early in comparison to the other parts of the world, and therefore, one should get a head start if he wishes to do well while the sun is shining brightly. Visiting places that are frequented by college-going students is a masterstroke. Secondly, another great place to meet the women of the country, especially in the developed cities, would be the shopping malls. South Korea is globally a hub for alternative music and their popular K-pop. Their music serves as a perfect foil to some of the most uninspiring tunes by American and European artists. It is largely due to this that the women step out at night time. The restaurants and cafes in the country of South Korea are bustling at night time, but nothing is as lit up as their nightclubs. Most of these nightclubs in the bigger cities have legendary status and provide you with an excellent partying experience. Remember to dress up well and hit the clubs. Perhaps learn a few lines in Korean to impress the local women. The door policy in the clubs aren't too strict, but avoid pushing your luck. The women of South Korea love it when a foreigner knows a lot about their culture, and hence, brushing up on your knowledge of their pop culture and current happenings shall serve you well. The women you meet are out for some fun, and it is of utmost importance that you make the most of it and hit the right nightclubs to get lucky. The chances of hooking up at night time are decent in the country of South Korea. The women are out looking to have some fun, and foreigners who can satisfy their every need are what they are looking for. The above rating justifies your chance of hooking up at night time. Best nightclubs to meet girls. In the biggest cities of the country of South Korea, the nightclubs are absolutely world-class. This is primarily because these cities are home to some of the biggest finance and technology companies from across the globe. These are also in many ways key locations for South Korean politics. Needless to say, as a result of this, these cities are home to some of the wealthiest and powerful people from the country of South Korea. There are expats and numerous tourists who visit these parts of the country, thereby establishing these regions as the nightlife hubs of South Korea. As a result of this, the nightclubs of South Korea are hugely influenced and mesmerized at times by the famous personalities of the South Korean music industry and cinema. Many of the nightclubs in hotspots are famous for being packed with pop stars, movie personalities, politicians, business tycoons, and this is the reason one shall come across some of the most beautiful and hottest women from across the country. The nightlife in the country of South Korea is simply electric. The music played is completely different from most of the Western clubs. The clubs usually have a very classy crowd, and the women are some of the sexiest you'll come across. That's all for today. Please don't forget to comment and do hit like, share and subscribe. It really helps a lot for YouTube algorithms.